Well, good evening, everyone. Michael, soothing here. I thought it might be interesting this evening. You know, when I'm sitting around the table, having dinner or a snack or any other time, I always tend to read the labels because I'm a ferocious reader of everything, even food items. I read the labels on our food items and I get interested in what they say. And I notice there's lots lately of things trying to convince you that everything you eat is either healthy or it's very politically correct because it's non-GMO or something like that. So I just thought we'd look through a few items and see what they say. This is we'll start with this one. Classic crackers. Late July. Is it okay to eat these in December, even though they say late July? It says on this one that they're certified organic. See? Certified organic. Because you don't want your crackers to be loaded with chemicals. It says here, non-GMO, right there. See? Non-GMO. I'm going to tell you in a little while why the statement non-GMO is somewhat misleading when they put it on these packages. But let's see what they say here. Don't they make it sound good? A moment in time when life is simple, pure, and good. No, I'm not making it up. That's what they're saying. It says it's the sweet spot of summer when you're knee-deep in sandcastles and problems are a million miles away. Do you have summers like that? We all should. It's also our name and our life philosophy, etc., etc., certified organic and non-GMO. So everybody's not. By the way, I tried one of these crackers, and they're supposed to be like Ritz crackers, right? But honestly, they taste like crap, okay? So I hope that's not the price we have to pay for something being non-GMO. Let's see what this says. Here we have, whoa, I almost knocked something off. We have here, these crinkles are always so loud on the video. We have sweet potatoes, patates dulces. I said that wrong. Product of USA. And I notice it says they're gluten-free, right? There you go. And they're non-GMO, and they're also vegan, okay? Because most people eat potatoes made out of meat, right? So these are okay because they're vegan potatoes. I just want you to know. All right, so sweet potatoes from California. California's sweet spot. They also, of course, say GMO free. Before I go further with the GMO free theme, here's why I find that label a bit misleading. Here is a fruit you're all familiar with. If you've been watching my videos for any period of time, you know that I always like to imitate Carl from Sling Blade, who says that this fruit is shaped kind of like a banana, okay? Some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade. Okay, that's not a good imitation of Carl, but sometimes I can do them, and sometimes I cannot. Okay, let's take this piece of fruit for example. Do you know that bananas as they used to grow in the wild, good old natural bananas as they were first discovered, if you had one, would taste terrible. So what they did was they crossbreed and crossbreed and crossbreed until they get a banana that will ripen a little more slowly and after it's picked so it can ship somewhere and taste sweet when it ripens instead of like crap as the natural bananas would have tasted. That means that they basically genetically modified this fruit long ago using all kinds of crossbreeding techniques and things like that. The same can be said for oranges and wheat and corn. Corn is heavily genetically modified, even if it used more ancient methods than going in with a microscope to monkey with the DNA or whatever of corn. Nonetheless, it's not in its natural original state. It's almost all genetically modified when it comes to produce. So it's a little bit silly to go hog wild with the GMO label on everything, in my never to be humble opinion. Okay, so what else do we have here? We have some Hershey's syrup, okay? A well-known staple of a healthy diet. And it says here, there's no artificial colors. It's gluten-free, so they're not loading it with gluten. That's good to know, right? And as if Hershey's syrup would have. And also, note this, it's fat-free, okay? But when they say it's fat-free, if you use it, you're not going to be fat-free. That's the problem, right? So, doesn't it look yummy, though, dropping onto the spoon? These are not really healthy ingredients. The first one, which means it's the most in there, high fructose corn syrup. The next ingredient is corn syrup, then water, then cocoa, then sugar, as if we didn't have enough sugar already with the corn syrup and the high fructose corn syrup. Okay, yeah, it's yummy to put some on some ice cream, but well, I wouldn't get carried away with the health label that says fat-free. Green Giant whole kernel sweet corn. This is pretty good. I've always liked Green Giant brand. And I notice all of these cans now, or many of them, will say something on it about it doesn't have something or other that it's not supposed to have on the can. Oh, here we are. It's a non-BPA lining. You're going to find this on many cans. I don't know what BPA is, but it must be bad, okay? Because all the cans say that now, or many of them do. I'm sure I could look that up in about 5 seconds on the internet, but I'm too lazy to do so because they've already told me there's no BPA, so we're good to go, right? Okay, here we have, I just pulled stuff randomly out of the cabinet, so I don't know what it all says or doesn't say. We're exploring this together. Here we have clover honey. Do you like the honeybee made out of flowers and honeycomb? I thought that was kind of creative how they did that, don't you? It says here, satisfaction guaranteed, It's just pure clover honey. Any other statements? Oh, do not warning. There's a couple warnings on the clover honey. What would you have to warn people about with clover honey? Do not feed honey to infants under 1 year of age. Oh yeah, I remember. They can get some kind of weird infection or something from... Uh-oh. Here's a warning I should have read and didn't. It says, do not microwave the container, right? So of course you can see how bent up it is and weird. Guess who microwaved the container? And why? Well, because when you get a big jar of honey that takes a year to use, it always, because you're trying to be economical and efficient, of course, it always separates and sugarizes like this. So I was trying to stir it up and reheat it, get it back to its original state. As you can see, I had only limited success with that endeavor. But anyway, honey's not too bad for you compared to high fructose corn syrup. Speaking of which, look what we have here. We have Captain Crunch's Crunch Berries, your favorite and mine. Okay, I really like these, but they're so bad for me that what happens is I buy a box like this on impulse. As you can see, I've done it twice. I buy a box like this on impulse, okay? And then I eat one bowl of the stuff, and I think to myself, that was way too much sugar. And then the box sits in the cabinet for 6 months, and I have to throw it away. Isn't that terrible? Such a waste. But look, at least I get something out of it, because it says, can you find 2 crunchberry trees that are exactly the same? I haven't tried to look yet. Shall we try to find 2 exactly the same? I bet they're small ones, you know. I think it'll take us too long. Maybe I'll hold it up and you can tell me if you found them. This is like the old Father Sarducci skit on Saturday Night Live, where he holds a pizza up to the... pretend this is a pizza. He holds a pizza up to the TV and does the find the popes in the pizza contest, as he says. You folks are way too young to remember Father Sarducci. Look him up on YouTube. All right. He was pretty funny. Okay, what does this say? Naturally and artificially flavored. See, they're not pretending to be healthy. They're just blatantly pandering to children under the age of 8, like myself, and trying to get them to eat their sugary cereals so that they'll end up later on in life with a bad case of diabetes, bad teeth, and obesity, right? High blood pressure. 200 calories, 10 servings per container. Notice they don't have anything trying to pretend to be healthy. So I'll give them credit for that. Do we have a healthier cereal in the cabinet which I can eat? The answer to that question is yes. I have here Food Lion Essentially You. This is Essentially You, by the way. You didn't know that, did you? And this has naturally flavored crispy rice, wheat flakes, with real almonds. Does it say non-GMO? Well, I haven't found out yet. 10 essential vitamins and minerals. Only 110 calories instead of 200 without all that sugar. No high fructose corn syrup. I'll give them props for that, okay? And it's got 8 grams of fiber. Okay. Not too many, yeah, they don't hit us up with the non-GMO nonsense or the vegan or any of that stuff, because isn't that kind of obvious? You know, don't you kind of know that a wheat product doesn't normally have lots of beef and pork in it? I mean, I think that's kind of a given, but you know how things are these days. Not sure. Here's another healthy cereal. I haven't tried it yet, but they just showed it to me today. Joanne and Maria showed me this cereal, Essential Choice, and these real bits of strawberry in it, toasted rice, and wheat flakes. They say it's yummy, so I'm gonna try it. What do they say about it? This one only has 110 calories serving. The ingredients start with rice, whole grain wheat, wheat bran, freeze-dried strawberries, sugar, fiber, wheat fiber, salt, and malt syrup. Overall, those are pretty good ingredients, so I can eat this and not feel bad. Like when I eat Captain Crunch, I feel so guilty, you know, and it bothers me all day. The only problem with this cereal is I'm not sure I can get down with a brand named Schnucks. That's my only drawback. And eat something that's called Schnucks, I'm not sure. But I'll try it tomorrow morning maybe for breakfast. Let's see what else we found in the cupboard. Here's something that's supposed to be very high quality. Lindt. Is it Swiss? It's a, yeah. Master Swiss chocolatier since some time long ago. What does the year say? I can't read it. Since 18 something? Since 1845. Swiss chocolatier. And so, of course, since it is Swiss chocolate, it's manufactured in Stratham, New Hampshire, USA. Right there, right? Okay, so maybe that's a little bit misleading. Now, the thing about white chocolate that bothers me is that it's not chocolate, okay? It has sugar, milk, skim milk, soy lecithin, and cocoa butter. Now, cocoa butter is a derivative from the cocoa bean, which is almost like a cacao bean, just processed differently. But it doesn't really contain the chocolate, and so it's a little missing. Well, this bar is trying to be a little bit. It says may contain tree nuts right there. Now, of course, it's not going to contain any tree nuts whatsoever. But many candy manufacturers these days are putting that on their label to keep from getting sued, because if they make any other chocolate with any tree nuts in their factory, someone's going to claim they had an allergic reaction because someone touched that candy with the tree nut and then touched this one, or a molecule was in the air. And one of the big fads these days is, of course, tree nut allergies. I'm not making fun of you if you have a tree nut allergy. I'm just saying it's kind of a fad, that's all. What else we got here? We have something called cinnamon and sugar puffs. 65 calories in 10 puffs. And these are, what are they, corn? Yeah, popcorn puffs. Popcorn puffs with a bit of cinnamon and sugar. So, of course, they have to say gluten-free and non-GMO, right? And like I said before, the corn in these corn puffs is certainly genetically modified, just not in a lab lately, all right? So again, it's a bit misleading. Skinny pop. Oh, these guys went all out. If we look at the back of there, right, they have a whole list of what sets them apart, right, from other snacks. Baked, not fried. Yeah, that means it's not as yummy, but it's healthier. That's what it really should just say, not very yummy, but it is healthy, instead of saying baked. Non-GMO, gluten-free, dairy-free, peanut-free, because of course, corn, popcorn's always loaded with peanuts, right? Okay, peanut-free, well, if you buy Cracker Jack, maybe. Tree nut-free, preservative-free, zero trans fat, a good source of fiber. And so they went down the list of all the reasons why you can trust this as a healthy but not very yummy snack, okay? It's just my personal commentary. What else do we have here that we could talk about? See, here's another cereal that I'm embarrassed to show you, but I showed you on another day. Cocoa Moons. Not all these cereals were purchased by me, by the way. So don't think I'm running out buying and living on junk cereal. Like I said, this is probably so old. What's the expiration on this thing? Of course, they last forever, but let's see what a Cocoa Moon tastes like. Stale. I knew it. So, before you accuse me, I'm loading up. I'm going to have to sip water. On junk cereal, just know this is yet another example where I made an impulse buy. I remember buying this one, and I had a bowl of it maybe 8 months ago, and now I have to throw this box into the waste can. I feel so wasteful and so embarrassed. All right. What do we have here? Beach Cliff Sardines. I like this because it's got a little lighthouse, and I like lighthouses. We have many of them here on the coast of Oregon. I think there's about 16 or 18, I can't remember now. Let's see where they make this. It says here that these sardines are in Louisiana hot sauce. Do you think they make it in Louisiana? Oh no, it says product of Poland. Okay? So you have Polish Louisiana sardines. Isn't that an interesting mix? They don't say much else. What's in it? They don't load it with oil. That's good. I don't like it when they package them in oil. It's too icky. What do we have here? I showed you this when we were doing an unboxing of treats from the Philippines. Special Yema candy. But since we're reading labels today, packages, see, product of the Philippines. This is kind of a toffee. It's got a special tower. Why does a product from the Philippines have the French Paris Eiffel Tower on it? I don't know, but it does. Special tower. What do they say? Best before July. These are from Davao City, or is it Davao? Eng Seng Food Products. Here we are. Store it in a smell-free place. Is there such a place as a smell-free place? I sure hope that our whole house is usually a smell-free place. But I'll be sure to point that out to Joanne and say, when you put that in the cabinet, make sure there's no smell in there. What else do we have here? I have some bumblebee and chicken of the sea tuna. Well, now this is odd. Okay, the chicken, okay, here's the top of each can, right? So you would expect the label to face up towards the top. And on the chicken of the sea tuna, that's what it does. But on the bumblebee tuna, it's upside down. What's up with that? How can I trust a tuna whose label is upside down, right? But I will say this, since I've tried both of these tunas, chicken of the sea, chunk light tuna packed in water, sucks, okay? Can I just say that? Will I get flagged as a non-child friendly video now? Okay, but bumblebee solid white albacore, which is what this upside down can has in it, is pretty yummy. I wonder if this is an error bottle. Maybe it's worth a lot of money. Make a meal in minutes. Bumblebee prime fillet. Wild caught gourmet tuna, it says here. However, I'll have you know that all albacore is wild caught tuna. There's no such thing as farm raised albacore. So that's just another little marketing gimmick. There is farm raised salmon and some other species, but not albacore. Here's another one. But yeah, wild caught albacore. It's a 4-pack. Maybe we should open the 4-pack and see if their labels are all upside down. Hold on. Can I do this without making a racket? If I can do this without making a terrible, annoying sound on my ASMR video, I don't do much editing usually. I like to just be spontaneous. To me, that's what ASMR is about. I don't want you to give you a gimmicky, processed video. I want it to be genuine, me relaxing with you. You know, I've had ASMR artists that I used to follow. I won't name any names, who I thought were really good at the beginning. Then they started with all the gimmicks and post-production processing, and I don't like that. I just want a natural flow of sound. So I don't listen to them anymore, those that go that route. Now this bumblebee tuna is right side up. There's the top, there's the label. And this bumblebee tuna is upside down. There's the top, and there's the label. You would think the gold can would be the better one and would be right side up, and the silver can would be upside down, but what can I say? I think I'll shoot a picture of that and send it to the Bumblebee Tuna Company. I need a little water to wash away the taste of the stale cocoa moons, which I should not have eaten even one puff of that, knowing as I do that they're pretty old. Crystal geyser water, bottled at the source, natural alpine spring water. Well, since we don't live near the Alps here in the USA, I'm not sure it can be alpine spring water, but perhaps it's from a mountainous region. They show the Alps on there, right? And it says bottled at the source, but I guarantee you the source is not the Alps. Let's see if they tell us the source anywhere. I'm looking. I think I see it. Bottled at the CGP Spring near Mount Shasta, Weed, California. Okay, Mount Shasta's a big volcanic mountain in California with snow on it. But Weed, California, ironically named these days, since they grow some in that region. Anyway, Weed is only a couple thousand feet up, so it's not really way up there in the mountains, but this isn't bad. I prefer Dasani. Our water from the tap here tastes like swimming pool water, so as Joanne always likes to say, wow, we're already a half hour in. I thought this would be a 10-minute video. But I think I only have maybe one more thing to show you. A few things. Here's something that looks healthy to me. This is the kind of thing I should eat for a snack. Nutri-Grain energy bars. Morning energy. 8 grams of whole grain blueberry. It says made with real fruit. No pretend blueberries in here. No artificial blueberries at all. Real fruit. You know, we planted some blueberry bushes this year in the spring. I didn't want to plant them, but Joanne insisted on it. I told her they weren't going to do well, and they cost about $25 a piece. So we got 3 of them. I think we got 2 or 3 blueberries off those vines, if we were lucky. Real fruit, soft whole grains, gives you feel-good energy to help your morning run smoother. We all need to have our morning run smoother. All right, they also come in strawberry, mixed berry, and apple cinnamon flavor. You see there? So I want them to give me something Oh, this is only good until January 2020, which is coming right up. So these are going to have to be eaten pretty soon. Anything else we haven't? Oh, here we are. Toffee Fay. What can we say about this one? Discover our larger packs, it says. Should you discover their larger packs? And it shows one, I guess. This is a bit of misleading packaging, and I'll tell you why. It looks like a candy bar, doesn't it? With yummy stuff in it. Hazelnut, which happens to be good for you. Chocolate, which might be good for you if it's super dark. But if we open this and take a look at this candy bar looking thing, open this Toffee Fay, peeling it open here, and see how it looks. Inside, what you're going to find is it's not really a candy bar. It's four little things like that aren't very big, but at least that means, see, it's pretty small. And you only get four of them. And this costs quite a bit. So it's not much of a bargain, but the good thing is you're getting about 1/6 as much calories and fat in this thing as you would get from a Snicker bar. So let me try one. That's yummy. I will give, I'll give the other three away to Joanne and Maria so that I don't blow it. I will also walk on a treadmill to burn off the sugar. Tomorrow I'll do that. Tonight, it's late, and I need to go to sleep soon, just like you. Ginger chews. Ginger chews. I believe these are made in Asia, because they've got Chinese writing all over the back, or something similar. I'm not an expert with Asian language, so that could be Japanese, or even, could it be Korean? And this one also says gluten-free on it here, because heaven knows when you take a ginger root, it's usually loaded with gluten, right? So this one has a bit of lemon. Oh, it says something about, what does that say? Maybe that tells us where it's made. It's got a seal, but I can't read the seal. Indonesia. See that green seal? It says on the bottom, Indonesia. So maybe that's where they're made. Bonbon au gingembre. Caramello au gingebre. Kyoxiong. Prince of Peace ginger chews. Ginger chews with lemon. An easy, convenient, and tasty way to enjoy ginger. I'm going to avoid making any bad jokes because it's late and my inhibitions are low this time of the evening. I'm liable to say something I could regret. All right. Anything else? I've got a giant bag of corn chips. Huge. But I'm afraid that the sounds it'll make will be really loud if I pick it up and show it to you. Because this kind of packaging is really loud. Joanne buys these at grocery outlet where she shops from time to time. Great big bag of corn chips. What can you say about them? They're tortilla. It says they're round, but actually they're always broken, so they're not really round by the time you eat them. But what's in here? Do they have any? They don't put any, well, they say it's, nope, they do say it. Silly me. This one is not only gluten-free, but it's also kosher. Here it says right here, gluten-free certified and kosher. Because of course, corn chips are normally loaded with, pork and bacon and things like that, right? So I guess you've got to certify it as kosher. I saw that on another one too that made no sense. But anyway, those are a bit loud, so we don't want them at the end of our... I'm not going to open it and crunch on one because you wouldn't like that. Here it says certified gluten-free right there. Okay, be quiet, bag. I have learned that crinkling is relaxing to me if it's quiet. But on these videos, the microphone makes it twice as loud as normal. So a relaxing crinkling is something like this. This trolley globe, which I'm going to eat on another video. Look, it's $24.75 for that little gumball or whatever that is. But not really, because this is in Philippine pesos, all right, which are about 50 to the dollar, which means this is more like 50 cents. This trolley. Sour Center Planet Gummy. I gotta try that just so I can make a face that you'll all laugh at, because I would screw my face up into a grimace if I had something sour like that. I'll end this video with some quiet crinkling with Toffee Fay. So we had that loud crinkling. A good way to do it would be to dig another one of these out. Don't they look appetizing? They're yummy. They're very... You have to kind of push it like this to get it out of there. It takes a little engineering. They're kind of stuck. Didn't want to come out. It's all uniform on that side. Do they split the little thing in half and then stick the hazelnut in there? I wasn't supposed to eat another one of these. I'm in trouble now. Don't tell anyone. I don't do mukbang, you know. So, garlic salt. We have anything else here? All of the vitamins and stuff are over here. I don't use this, but Joanne does. probiotic gummies. I don't want any extra biotics going into me. Then I might have to take antibiotics, right? But she takes these. It says great tasting natural fruit flavors. A dietary supplement. The problem is, do you want to be going to the restroom 3 or 4 times a day? That's all I'll say about that. As Forrest Gump would say, push down and turn. Only a child can open this cap. I don't know how to do it. All right, everyone. Take care until next time. If you were relaxed by this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for all your supportive comments. I read every single one, even if I don't get a chance to always respond. Okay? I love my subbies, each and every one of you. Take care now until next time. Don't ASMR and drive. Bye-bye. This was a clip that I'm adding in because I missed this one originally. And so I had it sitting here, but forgot to get it in. But I thought this was a bit humorous, so I had to show it to you. This is called Nut and Butter Peanut Butter Spread. It's like the old kind of peanut butter my grandparents used to buy, natural type, where the oil separates. See how soft it is? Or, the oil separates and goes to the top, right? So, I found it odd when I looked on the front of this thing and it said it's basically just peanuts in here. So I don't know why they don't just say. Once again, of course, we have the naturally gluten-free label there. Why we need that, I don't know, since people don't put wheat into peanut butter normally, but it's just peanuts, and it says no need to stir, okay, right there. So they're giving you an instruction, no need to stir. Then you flip it around to the back side, and after you read the no need to stir label, and it says stir before use. Separation is natural, oil separation. Stir before use, okay? So remember that when you look at your labels, they may tell you 2 different messages. I don't know if I'll splice this at the end of our video or in the middle someplace. I'll probably stick it in the middle someplace just to be confusing. But anyway, that was an interesting one in my opinion.